2008 میں، یہ انڈیا ٹوڈے کو میں کوٹ کر رہا ہوں،
ہاں جی
2008 میں یہاں 8 ٹیررسٹ اٹیکس ہوئے ہیں ہندوستان میں، ان میں سے 6 انڈیا ٹوڈے کو کوٹ کر رہا ہوں، میں اپنی بات نہیں کر رہا ہوں، 6 جو ہیں وہ لوکل مجاہدین نے کیے ہیں، 6۔ تو اس کو سنبھالنے مجھے بلا رہے ہیں، میں آتا ہوں سنبھالتا ہوں اس کو۔ مجھے یہ سبجیکٹ دیا گیا ہے چیلنج آف چینج، ٹھیک ہے نا جی؟ میں اس سبجیکٹ کے بارے میں اپنے رائے رکھتا ہوں، اور میں وہ رائے بڑی اوپنلی دینے میں بلیو کرتا ہوں۔ آپ میں بھی سننے کی ہمت ہونی چاہیے جتنا مجھے بولنے کی ہمت ہے، اور اگر آپ کو اس کی سننے کی ہمت نہیں ہے تو ٹھیک ہے، میں آئی ٹیک مائی ورڈ بیک، آپ بہت خوش رہیں اپنی حالت میں، اور بالکل جو آپ کہہ رہے ہیں انشاءاللہ اگر ٹھیک ہے تو میرے سے زیادہ خوش آدمی کوئی نہیں ہے۔ آئی ڈونٹ بلیو ان اینی ہپوکریسی۔ اردو میں ہپوکریسی کو کیا کہتے ہیں؟ منافقت۔ میں اس میں بلیو کرتا ہوں کہ جو میں زبان سے بولتا ہوں وہ میرے دماغ میں ہے، میرے دل میں ہے، وہی بات، اور میں وہ کرتا ہوں۔ تو مجھے امید ہے کہ ہم سب بھی یہی کریں کہ جو ہم بول رہے ہیں وہی میرے دماغ میں اور دل میں ہے۔ That is what I would like to leave as the last point.
I'm going to take last 2 questions. I think General Saab, you must have worked up a good appetite by now. Yes, Rahul.
You say you're not hypocritical and you say that you say what you mean. I'd like to bring to your notice a recent CIA intercept where General Ashfaq Parvez Kayani, the current chief, is
Your
on
mic
record.
is not working. Say it again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, no.
General Musharraf, you say that you're not a hypocritical person, you say what you mean. I'd like to bring to your notice a recent CIA intercept where General Ashfaq Parvez Kayani, the current chief, and a key lieutenant of yours is caught on record as having said that the Taliban is a strategic asset for Pakistan. How is it that India is supposed to believe what you say when what you do is completely contrary to all of what you've said? Ashfaq Parvez Kayani, a key lieutenant of yours, currently the chief of the Pakistani army staff, caught on record undisputably saying the Taliban is a strategic asset. You promised the world that you will fight the Taliban, but internally the message that goes out is that the Taliban is a strategic asset. Why and how should we believe you?
I think you were doing the comparing. I saw you here. This is, who has said this? Who says that? Please, yeah, answer me. Who has accused, you are accusing the Chief of Army Staff of Pakistan Army for having said that? Please tell me when. I very strongly and very vehemently on his behalf contradict this. He could never have said this, and he has never said it, and neither can I ever make such a statement, because I think I don't believe in it, and I think it's a most irresponsible and a wrong statement which we don't believe in. Neither does he, nor do I, and I know because he's served with me for many long years.
In a book by Mr. Sackler, we've got entire intercept.
So I don't know how you come out with such a statement.
This is a book, it's been published, it's been quoted internationally.
Oh yeah, okay.
There are entire intercepts of what
Yes,
the CIA has got.
intercept.
On that intercept, there is a line
Yeah,
that says
yeah,
the Taliban is
yeah.
a strategic asset.
Yes.
It's undisputable, there's a record of this.
I went on to the media and I challenged that person. What was the name of this man who's written that book? Yes. Now I challenge him. He said that there are intercepts of of what we are talking. I challenge him to show them. Nobody, as I said, I challenge him to show any such statement by me or General Kayani. I am 200% sure this is not there. He's written a lie. Let me tell you this way. It's a distortion, and this is not the reality. I don't know why he has done it and where is it. I am not not dealing with the media at all in Pakistan. I believe in lying low. But this agitated me so much because he said that he has intercepted some kind of telephone conversation of ours. And therefore, sorry? Okay, so I therefore came on to the air, I went in front of the media and I challenged him in the media, you show me, because I can say categorically it's a lie, because this is not at all what our thinking is, and nobody has said this. So let me, I'm saying this in front of this August gathering, let me see now whether he can produce the tape.
Isha. Please keep your questions short.
Unfortunately, while the mic is traveling, while we know that Pakistan has a critical role to play in our fight against terrorism and extremism, yet we do Pakistan bashing, Pakistan army bashing, ISI bashing. What are we trying to fight? You want to fight terrorism and extremism? Pakistan is the key player, and you weaken Pakistan, and then you want to fight terrorism and extremism, or you want to spread it.
Assalamu alaikum, General Musharraf. Given that you have not just acknowledged, but you have emphasized that there is a connection between extremism and terrorism, and that we really need to take a longer-term view. And given that you have been respectfully challenged tonight to find a post-retirement role for yourself as a man for peace, let me ask you, will you allow me to help you find a role in supporting the many human rights advocates within Pakistan who are working to end the epidemic of honor killings against the women in your country? Will you let me help you find the role to support those human rights activists?
Please sit down. Yeah, certainly.
You're getting a lot of job offers, General.
You want to continue with you want to ask another question, or?
Why should I ask another question?
Okay.
Honor killings are a very, very important human rights issue, and as a Muslim and a man for peace, as you yourself called yourself, this is a golden opportunity for you to declare to this august audience that you really mean what you say in taking the longer-term view.
Let me give you an answer. Women issues are in every developing country in the world over, even in developed countries. Now Pakistan is facing a problem of some cultural issues, yes, indeed, honor killing. I have, in my tenure, I looked into emancipation of women. Maybe I'm the first one who did that. And we saw how can we emancipate the lot of the women? Number one, and we came to a conclusion. Our strategy was threefold. Empower them politically, number one. Because when you do political empowerment of women, then these issues, they will handle themselves through political means, through their political power and authority. So that was one. Number two, economic empowerment of the women. We took a lot of decisions on that to empower them economically. And third, address the discriminatory laws which exist against the women of Pakistan. And honor killing is one of them, yes, certainly. And we did that. Now, we cannot, I have been telling the women of Pakistan, those who really were not fully satisfied with whatever we did, that you cannot jump from the first rung to the 10th rung of the ladder, you will fall. If you want to address these issues, they cannot be done through some kind of laws immediately and the next day everything is hunky-dory and the women lot is very good. All discriminatory laws gone, and the people, the mindsets of the tribal and feudal or anyone in Pakistan has changed suddenly, and they are the women are very happy. It will not happen like that. We go stepwise. We need to do a lot of things which we were doing.